I am live. Right.
You just turn the page to now you're.
We'll check on here.
Yeah. Still showing.
Is it right now? Does it say the duck? It says I'm live.
But it shows your. Yeah.
That's good. All right, I found it.
Sick.
Wow, it's annoying. Good, how are you?
And you?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready. You ready for this journey?
Alright, let's get the awkwardness over.
Chill
Hello, welcome to the stream. It's not Sunday, it's Saturday. Got a couple things going on tomorrow, so we're streaming tonight. It's been a while. My life has been crazy recently. I'm also on a new streaming service setup. We quit Twitch Studio because it's trash and was like wrecking my computer. It was not working. There's 2 weekends in a row I went to stream and it just would not let me go live, which was uncommonly annoying. So we're here, we're live, it's working, looks a little different. We're still messing around with it. We'll get it all figured out eventually here. But I think we're okay to start. The last 2 weeks I've been in Canada for my cousin's wedding, which was insanely cool. And then we made a little family trip out of it to Montreal and Quebec City, which was super fun, super interesting. I don't think I'd ever go back to Quebec City, but Montreal was pretty badass. So yeah, that's where I've been gone, but we're back in it. Back in on weekend streams. Probably not next weekend though, because it's Memorial Day or Labor Day. Got a few things going on, but we'll be back on the kind of consistent streaming here. Hopefully moving forward. But we're gonna start per usual with a cocktail. This one, I've been doing a little bit of like riffs on this for the past couple weeks or the past week here, and I think we've got it in a good spot. Of course, this camera's still shitty. Okay, so let's get that going. We're gonna do vodka per usual. All right, we're doing a double. And then we're also going to use this black currant liqueur. This is from Quebec City. It's one of their biggest, I guess, exports or kind of agricultural products that they use. But these black currants are super, super good. And then they make this like really lovely liqueur out of it. And it's going to make the drink just the coolest color. So probably about a shot and a half of that in there. We got some agave. We're gonna get that going. About 2 tablespoons. We've got lime. And then we also have Thai basil that we're gonna add into here. As you know, I just love herbs in my drink. Let's do a little bit more lime. And then we're going to top it with one of these like probiotic sodas that we always buy here. Alright. I'm going to save a couple of these basil leaves. There's some of the nicer ones over there. These two. All right, the rest of these we can put in the drink. We're just gonna kind of rip them in half, just kind of help them release some of the basil flavor. All right, and then we're gonna shake it. So we have the vodka, the blackcurrant, basil, little agave, little lime juice. Do a little shake. Whew, okay. Now look at how great this is gonna look here. All right, that's our base. And we're gonna do a little floater. is raspberry. Yeah, raspberry. Say again?
Raspberry rose.
Is it? Oh, raspberry rose. Even better. All right, look at the color on these. All right, then we're gonna take these little basil leaves for our garnish. Just gonna split them down the center. 2 leaves, about halfway down, and just hang them on the side of the glass. All right. So we have a blackcurrant lemon or lime vodka little cocktail. See it better here. Looks so good. Cheers. Oh. So good. It's like this gloomy, kind of rainy Seattle day. The sun tries to poke through, but the clouds are kind of winning. So it should be like a nice summer drink, but it is kind of a gloomy little drink here. So still super good. Super happy with that. Let's get this away. All right, let's talk about what we're making. So we're gonna do a crispy duck breast. I got a whole duck, so we're gonna break that down. We're gonna do a potato gratin sort of side dish. We have this blueberry gastrique, which is like one of my favorite things to go with duck. I also have this huckleberry syrup that I think we're gonna use, as well as these blueberries we just bought. It's like blueberry season in Washington, so thought it would go well. And duck, it needs like a sweet and acid to go with it, with all the fat that it has associated with the skin or like in the skin. And we're also gonna show you how to do super crispy, how to render it out properly, and then serve it medium rare. That's one of the cool things about duck. It's like poultry that you're actually able to serve medium rare. One of the reasons, or the reason that you are able to, is it's like a red meat poultry. So the duck obviously flies, so it has like all the blood flowing into the breast meat. And that's one of the reasons why it's that color, and that's why you're able to have it the medium rare kind of temperature. So don't be alarmed if you see it looking pink in the center. It should look that way. Okay, so we have our drink ready. The other thing we want to get started is the potatoes, so let's get those in the oven. We're basically just gonna thinly slice them and then mix them in with some butter and fat, and then layer them in this little dish we have. Let's get our potato washed and our mandolin ready. All right, we're gonna peel this guy real quick. It's a long boy. All right, a little wash. Beautiful. All right, quick little transition guy here. See how we're doing. Take a quick moment for a drink. Cheers. All right, we got our trusty mandolin. Just get this guy all sliced up. All right, good enough. All right, now we have all these like beautiful thinly sliced pieces of potato. We want to dry them, get as much water out of them as possible. And then we're just gonna start kind of layering them in this dish. And then I'm gonna slowly like salt, layer of salt, and then we're gonna add a layer of fat. We just really want these to be as fatty as possible, all kind of layered in here. So this is just unsalted butter. A couple more slices on top, spread those around. That all. All right, a little bit more butter, and then we have some chicken fat over here that we're gonna just kind of melt down and pour over the top of all this. All right. Okay. Clean up for a quick second. Get all this thrown away. Ew. All right. So gorgeous chicken fat. Oh. All right. That's just chicken fat that I've been saving, as you know. Okay, we're gonna pour a little bit of this all in here, give it a little mix, and then add a little bit more. See where we're at. Let's do this. Kind of down the crevices. Get it all in there. All right. Now we have our little dish. And we're just going to start layering in pieces of potato here. And then when we cook this, we're gonna put a weight on top so it all kind of smushes down, kind of like becomes this one brick. That's the hope, at least. Um, and we'll bake that till it's golden brown, and then we'll cut it into like thin, or not thin, but like some sort of like log shape to present on the plate. So traditional like potato gratin would basically have like a cream sauce in it as well. A lot of times cheese like Gruyere or some sort of onion base as well. Since we want this to be kind of a brick that we're gonna slice and then also finish in another way, I'm not gonna add the cream because that's just gonna have it fall apart. So really the hope is get this filled up. We're gonna put this on top, press down, and we're also gonna put this heavy pie pan on top to weigh it down. So let's get that going. We have our oven at 400. Let's get a little thing below it in case I make a mess. Okay. That should be good. Hopefully that doesn't fall. All right. So potatoes in the oven. We're gonna let that go for about like 40 minutes or so. Um, while that's going, we're gonna get this quack up and ready. Duck is super good. It's like known for the skin and the fat, right? So we're gonna render out a lot of the fat. Really, the main pieces I'm gonna take from the duck are the breast and then the legs and the thighs. With the legs and the thighs, it's easy or it's fun to make the duck confit, which is basically just like cooked in a low temp in its own fat, and it just becomes like fall apart, tender. It's actually what we had at my cousin's wedding. That was one of the options, which was actually really cool to see. So we'll eventually do a riff on that. True like duck confit will bake in its own fat for like however long, 12 hours, whatever, and then sit in the fridge a lot of times for a very long time, still just submerged in its own fat. And that just really helps it continue to like break down and be all buttery and luscious. So let's get this duck going. You can see, got a whole duck, head on, literally flappers on. It's already dead, obviously, but I need to cut the head off, and like I don't know Twitch terms of service if I'm like able to show you me slicing his head off. But we have a cleaver here, and really we just want to, right around here is where the neck meets the body. And it is bone. So I just recently sharpened these. This is like a legitimate cleaver with the serrated blade right here, which I always use for bone breaking. Your typical like chef knife, I would not do that with. And then especially with this sort of knife, at least this brand, like this brand is super fragile, but also super sharp. That's like the kind of give and take there. So I would definitely use steel or carbon steel blade and not something that's easily chippable. Alright, since I don't think Twitch is reviewing my streams for TOS, we're just going to cut off the head. It is good to make like a firm, like hard cut just to get through it, and then we'll kind of grind on through. We're going to do the same thing with the legs, and then we'll cut off the breasts and the actual kind of bone leg there. So, just like that. And you got the little guy's head. So we're actually going to save the head, obviously, for stock and sauces. So put that in there, and then the rest of the carcass, obviously, as well. All right, so that was a pretty easy cut. Nice and sharp knife. We're going to do right below, you guys see this? Right below the joint here, so we still get the good leg look. We're going to try and do right in the center, actually. Not too bad. Alright, so now that we have that off, I always, when I'm breaking down chicken or duck, I always start with the breasts and then move down to the legs. You could easily do the legs first, doesn't really matter, but this is just how I do it. I think I start with the breast because it's a little bit less forgiving. You can kind of fuck it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the breastplate right here. You can kind of see it on stream. And we're going to go to the left side of it and to the right side of it just to get each side, obviously. And this should always be your first cut. This is always how you're going to have your first cut be. So we see the breastplate. We're going to go right to the left of it, and we're going to go all the way down to the rib cage. Now, with the duck, you'll notice immediately that there's much less like tissue or skin or flesh. Flesh. The chicken, like, can you guys see this? Like, I'm already against the breastplate, the rib cage, and it's like a half an inch of muscle. Yeah, exactly, flesh. Whereas the chicken, you have this like 3-inch thickness thing that you're working with. So you'll just notice right away that it is a little bit lesser of a kind of meat portion here. And we're gonna go all the way through. I did do my neck a little bit low. Or high, excuse me. So there's some neck still on there, but that's fine. Just gonna get through. And this is where you can see the rest of the breastplate kind of right here. So we're gonna start that score. We're just gonna kind of do a border to get us started. And really just, your fingers will help it release from the rib cage. And that's just gonna help you make sure you get every last piece of the meat off of here, because there's already not that much to begin with. Also, obviously really helps to have a sharp knife. Makes this job 1,000 times easier. Alright, we're going to do this border on this side like I did on the top. Alright, we have our first little flap. Let's make sure we're getting all of this meat. Okay. Alright, you can start to see the wing bone in here. It's kind of hard for you guys to see, but it's this big white thing. We're going to kind of cut around that, get the rest of the breast. And now we can see this fat layer separating the breast meat, right? So this is what we're going to cut along. right. So this is gonna be our first breast meat or breast. It's not that big. Look at the other side. We got everything off of here. This is all like rib meat, like nothing. We got every last piece off of this. But this is really as big as they are, and they're gonna cinch up even smaller here. So we'll trim up the sides here, get this all cute, and then we'll show you how to score it properly so it renders out the fat without like breaking the skin here. So let's get this on a paper towel so we can get all of the moisture out of the skin, or as much as possible. And that's really just gonna help, one, not bubble up the oil, and then also help keep the oil hot and not like boiling to like steam the skin here, or the meat. So one down, one to go. Find the breastplate just on the other side. We're doing the right side now, all the way down. Use your finger to kind of help release, and then we're gonna go all the way to the top here. We're doing our border, little perimeter. All right, that's our second one. I went a little bit I forgot to switch the camera. I went a little bit faster on that one. And got that one all good to go. We'll clean this guy up as well. Well, let's do the legs next. I'll actually switch so you can see what I'm doing. So here's our top carcass. We're gonna save these wings. Well, we can just cut them out right now. It's easiest when you basically like dislocate them from the shoulder. I don't know if you can hear that pop. And then that way it helps you just get right through without even like no resistance, no bone chopping, none of that. So cool little deal. So we'll put that in our bag. One side, let's get this other one going. Ugh. Yeah, you get right in between the joints, just like a chicken wing. Oops. Let's go on the board. Where's my joint here? There it is. Okay, so most of the bird is kind of dismantled. We are going to keep or take a lot of the skin off. Let's do the legs next. You guys see this? All right, so the best part is to pop the hips out. Oh, we didn't get a good noise on that one, but neither with that one. Okay, no worries. Let's get our knife. I know, that is the pop you do too. All right, so we've dislocated the hip bones. Now we're gonna come into here and get as much of this thigh meat as we can. Let's actually trim up some of this tail. If you're familiar with duck, this is like the same with chicken. I keep saying that, but like this is like the little tail flapper, and this is such a great like delicacy. It gets fried up. It has so much fat associated with it. Like, oh, it's gonna be a good time. Okay, so let's do one side at a time. Obviously, we'll cut this into here, and now we got to kind of make sure we get this away from this part of the carcass. All right, so that looks great. Come up through here. Okay, so now we've removed the carcass from the actual flesh here. We're gonna come into the side, and I'm gonna just get as much of this meat as possible. And then here's our joint we gotta get through. Beautiful. All right, and now we have a perfect thigh, or the drum bone, excuse me, and the actual thigh here. We'll get rid of a lot of this meat or this extra skin and save that for rendering. Gorgeous little duck thigh. Cool. Okay, one more. So again, we're removing the rib cage carcass from this side of the meat so we can get access to it. Cut all this off. Okay. So you can see in here, here's our thigh meat. We're gonna get all of this and get as close to the bone here and cut this off. And we got to get between our joint. There's the joint right there. And a clean cut through. All right, and we have our second duck thigh. Gorgeous. All right, we're gonna clean these up in a second here. Now we have this carcass that's left. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and get as much skin and fat off of it here, so we can save that, render it out, and I'm obviously gonna save every last drop of the duck fat. As I'm sure you guys are aware, it's just like liquid gold. Everyone knows like the delicacy or the deliciousness of duck fat. So nothing I need to explain. All right, and I'm being very undelicate with this. We're just trying to get all of this, as much of this off. Doesn't have to look pretty. Probably just do this last little piece and call it a day. All right, so we have the rib cage and the spine. We're gonna cut this in half, make it just easier to store. Yucky.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a little bag of duck stock, our future duck stock. All of the little pieces. Cool. This goes in the freezer
Bye, buddy.
for a later day. All right, let's separate these guys. Throw these away. A moment for cleaning. Oh. Yo, what's up, Theater Tech? Day is going well. Was busy. Then we had some low key time, and now we're streaming. So, no complaints. A moment to cheers for all those out there who are partaking. Almost might be time for round two. Probably add just like a little splasher. All right, so let's get some of this duck prepped and ready. Here, cheers. Okay, so this is the pan we're gonna make the gastrique in. This is where we're gonna do our duck. Let's check on our potatoes. Thing kind of fell over. Let's put her back up. You know, I think that's gonna be okay. We're gonna leave it just like that. All right, let's get some of this duck skin, duck fat rendering out. Turn our pan on low heat and get this guy all just kind of dry and much liquid off as possible. And we can put this in a cool pan, doesn't really matter. We'll probably do 2 pieces here, but you're gonna be surprised at like how much this like actually renders out. The rest of this I think I'm just gonna save for later. All right, we got more coming in here once we clean these guys up, so let's do that real quick. Let's go down. Oh, the camera's being somewhat readable. Love that. Love when that happens. All right, let's clean these guys up, and we can finish storing the fat. So with this, the fat will shrink a slight bit, so we are going to leave just like a little bit of an end here. Just on either side, but we are going to clean it up, make it look a little bit nicer. My dad would call this square chicken, but it is what it is. So that guy's good. This guy needs a little bit more love. Using the fucking wrong knife. All right. Do the same with these guys. Got a lot of excess. Okay. Let's put this guy there too. Rest you can go in there. All right, and then let's start scoring these breasts. This is a uncommonly important part of the process. If this is not done, you will not get crispy skin, and it will all go to shit. It will look gray and bland and boring and terrible. There's a few ways to do this. I like doing it in a pattern so it looks cool once it's all crisped up. So we're gonna do a little cross hatch diamond like situation, which I think will be good. Let's move this guy so stream can look normal. All right, you see we're already. I don't know if you can see. Do you remember what time I put the potatoes in?
You don't have the microwave. So
I think it's been like 15 minutes, like 40 after. I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe 30.
30 minutes?
30 after, I mean.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
20?
15 and, yeah.
Okay.
25.
Alright, so we have our breast here, and we're going to start on the diagonal, and we're going to go like this, so all the way down, and we're going to do it across the way the other way. So, the trick is to not go all the way through the skin. You just want to cut like halfway through, so it like breaks the skin here and enters the fat membrane, but does not go all the way through and like touch the actual duck fat, or duck breast. So I'm just scoring it, breaking the kind of skin there, entering the fat, and we're trying to keep it like this 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch kind of size here. One last piece. Oops, maybe cut that one all the way through. My bad. Alright, this is honestly the hard part. The second. Okay, you can kind of see the cross hatching there. That was the goal, at least. I think we had a B, solid B effort there, or B and. Alright, that one I went a little too deep on. Let's go like this. I'm not even pushing down, it's just like the weight of the blade. Okay, hopefully those turn out really not that big of a deal. We are going to quickly salt and season them. Let's turn our heat down just a touch on this, and then get the gastrique kind of going here, because I think it's going to take the longest. The duck will take about 30 minutes, and that's really just rendering out a lot of the fat first, and then it will slowly get crispy, and things like that. So we'll be in good shape there. So gastrique wise, let's put these on their own deal. Alright.
Why don't you do it skin side down?
Say again?
Why don't you do it skin side down?
I will be.
Oh, for the
Oh, to get the.
towel? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I just don't
I'm-
want it to pull these off.
Oh, yeah, because I was curious.
Not a bad idea though, because we do want to get as much water off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wash this guy. And then we'll start getting our gastrique going. Using basic French technique on that, it's going to be oil. We'll get our aromatics in there. Get that going. Add the vinegar, the blueberries, the sugar. Get that all blended. Strain it. Keep reducing. Keep just testing. And it's really going to have this really nice bright bite and then sweetness followed by this like savory. It's going to be a great time. All right, let's get our knives washed. All right, these like 3 pieces, small pieces of fat, have, like at least 3 tablespoons of oil. That's great. All right, let's get this all cleaned up. All right, we're gonna do a small dice on an onion, a little bit of garlic. Nothing crazy there. You guys see this? It's insane. Rosemary would be good in this if I had rosemary. All right, so with this blueberry gastrique, I guess there's going to be huckleberry in it as well. I have this vision of it like having ginger and basil as these kind of like background notes. And I think that's going to go well. So we'll get some of that going in there as well. And then we have this like, looks Italian, Lucini. Balsamic vinegar, that's going to be our vinegar base. And then we are going to use stock that we made. It's probably on its last legs, so good time to use it. Devin's worried that's going to smell gross. It smells amazing. She's going to smell it and not like it, so. We got a good amount of oil here. I'm gonna put some of it in this other pan. Fish these guys out. We'll get this gastrique going. Alright, so we just have duck fat, onions. We're gonna add garlic here in a second. Ginger we'll add as well in a moment. Quick season. Also gonna season our duck really quickly just to continue to help it release some of those water molecules. Really just salt and pepper. I'm all about not like trying to change the flavor. Alright, I'm gonna sneeze. Last one. Just one. Alright, this smells great. Let's get our blueberries washed. Alright, those are all looking good. Juice. BRB, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Alright. Garlic. Alright, let's clean some of this up. Get some of the garlic paper. Alright, and we're just gonna do a, honestly doesn't really matter, small dice. Quick dice, it's just gonna be all blended up at the end of the day anyways. Alright, so just a little dice. Alright, and then I'm sure you've heard this in the past, but like the stems have like some of the most of the flavor for cilantro, parsley, basil, any of these kind of herby plants here. So we're going to pick some of the stems, keep some of the leaves, and we're going to add that in a way that we can like easily take them out, right? Let's get those in there, kind of fried up. Oh, this is a great big boy. Add that guy in there. Ugh. Ginger, I'm actually going to grate because it's still frozen and it's probably the easiest way to get it in there. A little bit? The ginger?
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you just wait a little.
Devin's backseat cooking over here.
Yep.
I'm gonna use the right amount. It's gonna taste like ginger and
Nothing
blueberries
else.
and basil.
And nothing else.
Devin's worried. All right, let's turn our heat up. Get these kind of going a little bit more. And then we're gonna add our blueberries. All right, this smelling like ginger.
Not in the bucket. No, I actually don't smell it yet.
All right, let's do a little switch so you can see the deal here. Oops. Stem is throwing me off. But yeah, just moving this guy around. Kind of press them into the hot pan and oil. Hopefully that it like releases a little bit more basil flavor.
I love that tip.
I think it's a good one, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to deglaze with the vinegar. We're going to do equal parts vinegar, equal parts this huckleberry syrup. I think it's going to complement the blueberries a lot. It's obviously sweet, but it's going to have a little bit of tang, which I think is going to go well with the hopefully sweet blueberries. And then the balsamic acid is really going to cut it all. So I'm excited. But yeah, smelling good so far. We're going to take a couple more minutes to clean here, so bear with me. Let's check on our potatoes, right? Let's see what those are doing. Let's take a look. So I don't burn myself.
Just don't take your feet, yeah.
Alright, looking great, looking great. Should have put parchment paper down, that's okay. We learn. We're gonna do it here in a second. Alright, so this is just starting to get golden brown. I think it does smell good.
It smells so good.
Nice and buttery, fatty. We're gonna keep going. Let's see if we can do a little bit of tinfoil. I don't think I have parchment anymore. Yeah, I'm out of parchment. I'm about to burn myself, guys. What am I doing? Got a little tinfoil topper, thank you. Put our other guy on the inside. Put a little weight on. Stop moving.
No.
Alright, it's fine. Woo! Freaking sweaty over here. Whoa, what's going on?
Getting some good color.
Yeah. Some great color. Alright, let's do let's deglaze. Can I even open this? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna do like a 3 count, I think. This is gonna hurt your nostrils, by the way. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. A little bit more. All right, and we're gonna let a lot of this like reduce, burn off, like tone it down, basically. Right now it is like kind of ripe, just like right up in your fucking nostrils. Oh man, it's just the vinegar like evaporating, just like hitting you right in the face. But this is really gonna help with the getting all of the basil flavor out, getting more of the onion and stuff. And then we'll add the blueberries, let those kind of burst and break apart, release all those juices. And we'll add the more basil, I think. Actually, no. We'll add basil as a topper. Let's put some of this other stuff away. But your typical gastrique is going to be equal parts vinegar and like some sort of sugar. And then typically you use some sort of demi-glace as well. We are going to use our homemade stock and just reduce it and reduce and reduce and reduce. And that's going to give us some really good, similar effect, really great flavor. But it does need the bite. It needs the bite, right? It needs to have this differentiator from just straight sweet, basically. So we're getting there. Absolutely getting there. All right, on this pan, we have a little bit of duck fat in here. I'm gonna get it warmed up. We're just gonna go on low. And then we can start the duck breasts in a bit. I'm stoked. Let's put this guy and this guy and this guy away. Just love the look of this already.
You don't get thin sauce, but for like chunky bits are also so in.
We're gonna blend it and strain it, so it's gonna
Okay.
release all of that. But I agree.
Cool.
I'm all about the chunky bits too, to an extent.
Yeah.
All right, this is reduced kind of about by half, I would say. I almost want to put a little bit. Let's just do the blueberries first. Get these guys going.
Still gonna hit the balsamic.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the plan at least.
Yeah.
All right, let's do about most of them. All right, we're low, slow. We're just gonna let these do their thing, heat up. They'll eventually burst and pop, and we'll kind of pop them all as well. And then get some of this like truly going here. The good news is the duck breast does take like quite a while. So once this is like a little warm, it's hard to tell. I think this is low. Once that's warm, we'll put those down and just let the rendering start, and we can get the rest of this going. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you're gonna take the stem out before you blend. Yeah.
That's why they're in pickable
Very good.
portions.
Easily, yeah.
Trusty tweezers. Alright, I don't want to make a whole nother drink. So I might have a high noon. Do you want a saucer?
Yeah, I'll split one with you. Or I
We
don't
can
want
split
my
it.
whole one, yeah. We need another one.
The other great thing about the blueberries is when they burst, like we'll try and press them here, see if they pop at all. Yep, a little bit. They're going to release this like gorgeous color. It's deep red and purple that like extracts from the blue skin. And it's just going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be insane looking. It's already kind of starting.
It's like people stomping it with feet.
Yeah, exactly. Just like wine or something.
Alright, let's put these away.
Anything need you on the fridge? No.
What are you laughing about?
You can see my hand videotaping.
In the stream?
Yeah.
It's all good.
I forgot, yeah.
Alright, we're going to just start kind of pressing these against the side. Letting them release their flavor and color and juices. It's already pretty, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing we really don't want to do is to like have it boil here, so just being cognizant of the temperature. A little bit. Let's see where we're at taste wise. I mean, wow, like we're not even close. That's really delicious. We haven't even added the stock yet to get that flavor. This is really good already. All right, let's take a look at our fat here. All right, let's get these guys going. Quick little. All right, this next step is very important and very difficult, honestly. Especially with these electric ass burners, which are just the bane to my existence. We do need to keep it low and slow. It needs to render out all the fat. We can't have it be too hot or else it's going to burn. And the thought here is we're going to crisp up the skin side down for like 90% of the cooking time. And that's going to slowly bring it up and crisp. And it's also going to slowly bring the actual duck meat to medium rare. We're going to finish it on the other side really quickly, just a kiss. And then we're going to let it rest for the 10 minutes to finish up. So It's difficult. It's where you really need to like keep an eye on things and know your look and your temperature and your feel. So, um, let's get it started though. We have these two gorgeous breasts. We've already seasoned them. We're gonna go skin side down, obviously. Looks perfect. And you do want some good space in between them. Otherwise, they will steam and boil in between, and you really don't want that. You want as much real raw heat, no water, no steaming, and we're slowly, slowly, slowly coming up to temp. So we've already seasoned the skin side, presentation side with salt, pepper, MSG. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. The reason why we did the salt on the skin earlier, any guesses?
For the water.
I think we talked about it, yeah, to release the water. Get as much water out of the skin as possible. Alright, so we're gonna let that do its thing. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a touch. Reason being is the cold meat is gonna bring the pan heat down a little bit, and we do want it to be feeling hot and not reducing heat, but like keeping heat. So that's the reason for that. I'm gonna smush these a little bit more, but it's looking great, right? Like,
Especially with the huckleberry syrup.
I know. Isn't that a good idea?
That's a great idea. I'm really excited about that.
it's not ready yet. It needs more sugar too.
I was about to say that's the sugar.
Just some granulated sugar. Again, we can adjust and change, but like, it does need to be sweet, it does need to be tangy, and it does need to be savory. So don't be afraid of your seasonings. Especially when you just start cooking, like you get so afraid of like, is this too much? Is this too little? And like a lot of people err on the side of caution and really like err on the side of like over seasoning with most things, I think. Especially in the beginning. Alright, you can see our fat is already rendering out. Let's not move these again. You can see it bubbling a little bit. Adjust the heat just a touch, but doing exactly what we want. And this is going to take 20-30 minutes to get where we want it to actually be at. Let's check on our potatoes. Looking great. Oh. Still needs more time. Whew, getting hot. Turn this fan on real quick.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Alright, moving the fat around without trying to move the actual meat. All right, this is looking gorgeous. I think what I want to do is pick the stems out. We'll blend it really quickly, strain it, and then add it back into here. Add our chicken stock and just like keep reducing that and keep adjusting. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's pick these out without making a mess. All right, I think we got most of those out. A little transition. Okay, we're gonna rinse this out first because we're gonna go right back into this pan. We don't want any like extra chunks. All right, looks beautiful. I'm gonna sneeze again.
That's
Bless me. All right. Put them down here. We're gonna blend this, strain it, put it in there, add some more things, and keep it going. All right. We're gonna switch so you guys can like hopefully see this part of this. Worried this is too hot. Alright. The other thing is like this is already a hot sauce. Like you gotta be careful with like we're gonna blend it and open it really quick just to like release. See all that steam? Like it's built up in there and it's gonna like make it combustible. So that's why you gotta do it quick and open it, quick and open it, sort of deal. Alright, you can't see it. It's gorgeous. And it's gonna look better eventually. Alright, another blitz. And an opener. Oh. You guys see all this like steam come out? Alright, I think we're kind of blended well. Let's put this guy together a chinois. Dump it in here, we're straining it, and then we're going to deglaze. I was just gonna say, like, I don't think I've spilt yet, but I know I'm going to, and it's gonna be. It's gonna be bad news bears. God damn it. Alright. Small little stain, it's okay. Alright, as you can tell, we're just kind of helping this through. I want to get as much liquid out as possible. And then we're gonna add our chicken stock. It needs work. Like, don't. It's not there yet.
It's so good.
It is pretty good so far,
There's more
though.
left.
Yeah, I might need to use the little scraper.
That's so good. Warm and comforting.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, every little last drop.
Can I have some of this one?
Oh, this? Not bad, not bad. Finishes well than it better than it starts. Let's take a look at our duck. See where we're at. Way more time. But look at all this fat that's rendered out. Like, is that not insane? We're gonna dump some of this here. Hopefully I can do this without spilling. Okay. That's gonna again help it crisp up even more here. So, okay, so we have this guy. It's all, look at how thick and condensed this is. Turn our heat back on, super low. We're gonna add some of this stock here. And we're just gonna do a couple spoonfuls. And we're gonna do all of the gelatinous. Look at all that. Gorgeous. All the collagen, exactly. Connective tissue breaking down. Alright, we're gonna start there, see what happens. Alright, moment for cleaning. This is gonna be so stained.
Wood, yeah.
Oh. Is it looking sketch?
No.
Needs to be stirred.
I know that, yeah. But still, honestly, it looks cool. Like tie-dye.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if her. Save that good. Going on a clean tear.
The crowd goes wild.
Almost done. All right, we got a couple more things to do. We got asparagus tips to get going. So look at our duck. Look at how like plumped up it's gotten. Thick boys. Let's check the skin. Now that we've poured some of the fat out. Starting to look better. Still nowhere near. Alright. For our asparagus, we're going to make a little tinfoil tray. Alright, we got our tinfoil tray. Let's get our asparagus. Wash these guys. And if you've been to the stream before, you know I only like the asparagus tips. So we're gonna do like maybe this size. I think that looks good. Throw the rest of this away. A little too short for Devin. But hey, it's okay.
Tender.
Dry these guys off. Then we're gonna put them in the duck fat, obviously, and salt, pepper, and let them kind of fry up a bit. Let's turn this guy up. Get them all mixed about.
That color is so sensational.
Does that look insane?
So good.
It's gonna be a fun time. Alright, here's our little asparagus tray. Hit it with the huge. Say again? And the duck fat. Alright, these are going to go in the oven as well. And those will take about 20 minutes to crisp up here. So, say again?
42.
42. So about right at top of the hour.
Yeah.
Alright, let's take a look at these guys. Getting there, not quite there. Same deal. Still doing their thing. Alright, let's get this guy going and finished. Really great. It just needs to reduce. I want like more salt, to be honest. A little bit more pepper. But I love the color. It's gonna be beautiful. Alright, so we were just waiting for shit to wrap up. Switch over here. Let's check the drink. There's the drink. A little cheers for the homies. Alright, let's check on our potatoes. Getting a little worried. Alright, those are looking great. We're gonna let them. Woo! Woo!
Well, you know how you have to.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
keep
funny
touching
how
it.
like things are hot when they come right out of the oven. Alright, turn the broiler on high. We're just gonna kind of watch this, turn this guy down. Alright, and then let's get some basil going for some finishings. And then we're just kind of playing the waiting game. We got like 15 minutes, and then we'll bring all this together. I think my timing's gonna be perfect here. The duck still needs like 10-15 minutes. And then the potatoes need a couple more. Asparagus needs the 15 more. Like, this is gonna be perfect. And I have this like plating idea in my head, and it never ends up looking like how I want it in my head. So like, we're really hopeful this time though. I have a good feeling it's gonna look how I want, but like, of course, we'll see. All right, we're doing a basic chiffonade on the basil here. So we've layered our little stack of leaves. Pick off the stems here. Knife ready. All right, then we do the little cigar roll. Honestly, roll it as tight as you can. And then I always go on the bias, like a little bit of an angle. We're gonna cut the initial tips off. Now I have a good straight line. You wanna do as thin as possible. And we've got our little bundle of basil. Cool. Turn our heat down on this. It's bubbling. It's looking great. Let's take another look at our duck. Starting to get there, not yet. Still needs the next couple minutes, which is fine. Yep. It's gonna be perfect. We're looking great, guys. We're looking absolutely great. Alright, so we've got all that placed. We got this going. Moment to cheers. Appreciate all of you. Alright, it's almost 7. I'm gonna make another drink. You want one? How you doing?
Share one.
Share
For a
one?
minute. It is Saturday after all.
It is Saturday. We shouldn't have any qualms.
Exactly.
just gonna do a basic little vodka soda. A little bit of the currant. A little bit of the vodka. You gonna be mad?
No, you didn't.
This currant just looks so insane. Give you the big view. Doesn't that look great? Can't turn it on its side, but here, cheers. Alright, these are looking great. Don't let me forget that we have these on fucking broil.
Oh yeah.
Spin that around, a couple more minutes. Let's taste this guy. I still want more of like a little bit of a salt bite to it, but it has like the right tangy and then the right sweetness.
Makes sense. Blueberries are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And huckleberries are
A little bit more. We're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and then see if we can press these down a bit, just so they get you just want them to have a good hard sear. We crank the heat, we add some pressure.
You can see the like finish chart from the bottom up.
Yeah. I think our gastrique looks insane. We'll have some crispy asparagus, crispy potatoes. Stock gastrique, like no issue there. Here's our potato dish, nice and golden brown. We're gonna let this sit, and then we're gonna dump it and slice it. Looking great. Warren, welcome. Yo, I'm so stoked for golf tomorrow. Are you getting stoked? It's been almost 3 weeks, which is the longest we've been without golfing, at least me, in a long time. I can't wait. About to rock the new Nikes, too. So stoked. Alright, let's see what we're looking like. Nice and crispy, a little bit longer. Dude, I cannot wait for tomorrow. Lauren, I just bought a new driver. Same one to match my 3-wood, like Rogue Callaway brand, but the driver version. Got a crazy deal on it, so that should be coming next week. So I won't have it for tomorrow, but I'll have it next time we play for sure. I'm stoked. Bombs only. 911, I need to report a murder. Like, cannot wait. Cannot wait. Alright, let's get our weight back on here. Put this guy on. Lauren, what time do you think I should come over tomorrow? Our tea time's at what, like 11 or 10:20-ish? It's probably like 30 minutes away. Like 9:30 maybe? 9? Let me know. Word. Alright, probably in between like 9 and 9:30, but yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. For sure. Alright, we got good pressure on this. Let's take another look. I don't want to do it too much. Nice golden brown. I still want it longer. It's starting to get crispy in places, but not everywhere. So a little bit longer, a little bit higher heat. And then we'll start putting all this together. Wake up and come over, dude. I'm down. I'm down. I haven't seen you in like a month either, so tomorrow's gonna be dope. Have you played this course? I used to go to this driving range all the time, but never played the actual course. My parents have played this course, though. Alright, another little taste test. Yeah, same. Love it. I love that. Is your mom still there? You already taken her to the airport? I bet you're still a little wine drunkie from all the wine earlier. Alright, I think these are good. We're gonna flip quickly on the other side. Get those looking nice, and then we're gonna rest them and let it kind of be while we finish everything else up. Get a little rest station ready. Hell yeah. Yeah, she was there for a while, so I'm glad that you got your life back a little bit. Turn these guys down. We really just want to like kiss it on the other side. And then honestly, we're gonna go back on the skin side and get it just like a little bit that much more crispy. So more to come. Turning this guy just down to low. See how these look. These a little shake about. Those are crisping up so nicely. I cannot wait for those. All right, let's flip this guy over one more time. And then we'll let these rest. We can put this guy away. Cheers. Woo! All right, we're getting there. Let's take this duck off. Get them resting. All right, so we'll let that rest for about 10 more minutes here. Then we're gonna get to plating. I'm worried about the potatoes. Hopefully they stay together when I cut them and when we finish them here. Let's look at our asparagus, make sure I'm not burning the hell out of them. Woo! They are looking crispy. I love crispy asparagus. It's the only way to eat them. Especially when they're only like this long. Like no one wants like a fucking foot long asparagus where you gotta cut it into 7 pieces. And then also when they're just boiled, like crispy ones are so much better. Like this is gonna be so good. Cannot wait. So my thought on plating is we're gonna take the breast meat, we're gonna slice it right down the middle into 2 slices. 1 slice on each plate. And then we're gonna do a slice like maybe 1 inch thick, like this thick of the potato. That next to it. We're gonna do the asparagus on top of the potato. And then we're gonna do right in between them, drip the gastrique. I think that's the look I'm going for, and then we'll top it with the basil, of course, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's keep this actually heated so we get the same like liquidness that we're looking for when we're ready to plate it, drop it. One last taste. Love that. Okay. Let's get this potato piece going here. So we'll move our basil. This guy's still crazy hot a little bit. God, that sauce is like just tangy enough. Like I love that. Oh. All right. Do we have a lot of fat? Yeah. Let's check this out. All right. We're just gonna dump this on its side, upside down. Hopefully it comes out. Beautiful. Woo. All right, we got a nice little layered cake of this. I don't know how I'm gonna cut this. Oh boy. All right, this is gonna be tough. I'm worried about this, guys. Okay. Let's just do it. We're gonna go right in half. Oh man. All right, I think we can work with this. All right, we're gonna add a little salt topper to this. Okay. Got the potato piece done. Let's get the duck cut in half. Woo! All right, turn all this off. Let's get our asparagus out before I forget about them. Asparagus are looking great. My God. Let's take our favorite duck breasts, nice and crispy. All right, we've got our duck breast there. You see the scored skin. See the crispiness. Hopefully we got the right medium rare. I'm just gonna go right down the center. Nice and crispy. Wow. Look at this. I hate to say, like, I just hate saying like I'm right or I'm like amazing at things, but nice and pink. Absolute medium rare piece. Let's put these on the plate. All right, switch it back. Let's get our sauce. Love that. Let's get some of our asparagus on here. All right, not my favorite look, but I'm excited. I think the flavor is gonna be there, the taste, everything you're really looking for. We got the crispy skin. We got the reduced blueberry, huckleberry, gastrique. We got the potatoes gratin, and we got the crispy asparagus. Like, I am beyond excited here. Thanks everyone for hanging. I know it's been a while since we streamed, but happy to be back. Happy to be streaming on this new like operating system that works 1,000 times better than Twitch Studio. Fuck you, Twitch Studio. But no, we're in good shape. Thank you, everyone. We're gonna eat. We're gonna hang. It's always been fun. Until next time, we got this.